What is going on? We are back, and we are back right before the beginning of the WNBA Playoffs. And before I start, I just want to talk about how cool it's been to really get in the WNBA this year and really learn about the game and the players. I have so much more to learn about it, but it's been super fun. They make it really at a perfect time because it's like starts right when the NBA is winding down, and then once it's over, now training camp is starting for the NBA, and football starting. So you really don't have a sports dead point. It kind of just goes all year, and it's been really cool because usually around this time I've felt boredom because baseball isn't always the most exciting all season round, for me. But I have not experienced one sports boredom moment except when maybe there wasn't like a game on or something. But like for the most part, it's been all engagement, all exciting. I really loved it. It's been great. And if you aren't into the WNBA and you kind of are hesitant in going into it, I recently made a video about why you should be into it and why it's so exciting. So go ahead, check that out. And I hope you give it a shot because it's been super fun. So yeah, this video I'm just gonna make my predictions and kind of just break down how I see it as right now a casual WNBA fan. Just kind of go through my predictions and see what I'm expecting for each series. Okay, I'm gonna start with the top left of the bracket and then work my way down and over. We're going to go the Las Vegas Aces versus the Phoenix Mercury. Now, I was hoping this would be a more fun series to watch, but we learned that Diana Taurasi and Skylar Diggins are probably not going to play in the series. Definitely not the first game. They're ruled out for game one, and it's only a 3-game series. Diana Taurasi has an injury, and Skylar Diggins is dealing with some personal issues. And it's just unfortunate because it's a best of 3 series. Like, it's going to be over so fast, and there's not much time to recover. So it makes this series a lot less competitive. Las Vegas has been so dominant this year. Asia Wilson's my MVP pick. She's been one of the most dominant players I've watched. Just the way she controls the paint defensively, offensively. Just how she impacts that team is insane. Breanna Stewart's like the other MVP candidate, but I just feel like her impact on that team is just far greater. So that's why I have her as the MVP. And then that Vegas team is just stacked. You have Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, Dearica Hamby. The bench isn't crazy, but like that's top 5. It'll get you out of the first round for sure. Phoenix has Sophia Cunningham, players like Diamond DeShields, Petty. I forget her first name, but Petty's there, and that it's a solid team, but it's just. They've struggled without Skylar Diggins or Diana, who's really they are the 2 leaders of that team, and of course they don't have Brittany Griner. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be really close. I think it's a pretty easy 2-game sweep for Vegas. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be a super interesting series. I'm thinking, which I was hoping would be. It's unfortunate, but basketball is basketball. So maybe it'll be competitive. Maybe they'll shock some people. Maybe snatch a game. But we'll see. Next, we have the Seattle Storm versus the Washington Mystics, the 4 and the 5. This one is a little tougher. When you start to get in the higher seeds, it becomes a lot more competitive. I have Seattle winning the series to kind of spoiler alert, because they're just so stacked. I have them as a serious finals contender. Sue Bird on her final year, she wants to win it on her final year. You have Breanna Stewart, Tina Charles joined that team. I mean, the list goes on and on the players the players on that team. Like they played Chicago and they just had their way easily. It was kind of rough to watch. But Washington also has a solid team. You have Elena Deladon, you have Shakira Austin, you have Natasha Cloud. Just a solid team all around. Um, so I expect a little more competitive series in this one. We'll probably see some fight from both teams. Overall entertaining series. You got some fun players in Washington, so I think they'll put up a fight. I ultimately have Seattle coming out. I wouldn't be surprised Washington takes a game. You know, it's a good team. But I think Seattle's just they got hot at the right time, and I don't see many teams beating them. So yeah, then now we're going to the right of the bracket. We got the 2 and the 7 Chicago, my Chicago Sky versus the New York Liberty. Starting with the Liberty, they kind of made a late run to kind of sneak in the playoffs last week. You know, you got Sabrina Ionescu leading that charge. It's a young, gritty team that has some vets in there, but they got a really nice young core to build off of. And then you got Chicago, of course. They had a really good season, kind of slow finishing up the year. Had some tough losses mixed in there. But as you know, they're super stacked head to toe. This is the team I know the best. But you know, you have Candace Parker, Courtney Vandersloot, Kalea Copper, Azrae Stevens, Rebecca Gardner, who made a AP All Rookie team, Allie Quigley. You can go on with Dana Evans. Just the depth they have. They're not going to slow down when the starters come out, and that kind of gives them an edge over a lot of teams, which is why I think in a series, even though it's just a 3-game series, so it's not as long, it doesn't take much time to develop as others. I think it's going to be tough to take 2 out of 3 from Chicago. I think it's going to be tough. I don't think it's going to be an easy series by any means. Chicago has struggled with the Liberty a bit. So I think Chicago wins, but I think Liberty might steal a game. Yeah, I think they might steal a game, which, you know, I think Chicago wins this just because they are the better overall built team. But, you know, those young teams, you always got to look out for them. They can be sneaky. But I feel like Chicago will win one, New York will steal one, and then Chicago will be like, all right, come on, we're not messing around with this. And I think they'll handle business. That's what I think is what's going to happen. And finally, I wanted to finish off with this one. We have the Connecticut Sun versus Dallas Wings. Now, Dallas Wings, I was able to catch some of their last couple weeks of actions. I really like this team, man. Like Marina Marbury, the people that got there. Marbury, I tweeted, I'm like, man, I know that name now. She was like, they were playing the Liberty, and you know, every game's playoff implications, and she just hitting threes, you know, scoring, making these crazy tough shots, acrobatic shots, and making everything. And then she's like, just got that mean face, and she's like, this is my house. I'm like, oh man, if she gets going, I don't think anybody can beat a team led by her. You know, again, don't know a ton of names on these teams yet, but I see like the grittiness of this team. You know, they're a team that you don't want to see, because when they get going, they are a tough physical team to play, and they've beaten some top dogs in the league. And then you have the Connecticut Sun, really good team. Alyssa Thomas, I think there was like DPOY talk, but she was like dropping triple doubles. Yeah, Courtney Williams, who has like the most fluid jump shot in the league, I think. Just it's entertaining to watch her. You got all these people on that team. They're pretty deep as well, and I think they're a really good team. But here, I'm thinking that this is gonna be my one and only upset. I just think Dallas is gonna be hungry. I think they're getting hot at the best time. I think they can sneak out a series win, get 2 games out of this. Yeah, those are my predictions. I think I think I'm pretty set on that. As far as who I think is going to win it all, my easy choice, my heart wants Chicago, but I've been worried, man. I don't know. The last few games have been rough, and hopefully, like, making shots has been a thing. I don't think the defense has been as strong as it could be. And the turnover problem, it's a problem. It's a problem. They need to not turn the ball over as much as they do. I'm scared that they'll lose against, I think, Seattle or Vegas. It'll be a tough thing to win. So in terms of Vegas, if like Vegas and Seattle, they're the two, I probably have Vegas. Oh, it's so tough. It's so tough. It's really tough. Because these are two extremely hot teams. They played the last weekend. Vegas had it, but it was close. Both the top 2 MVP candidates. The way Chelsea Gray has been playing, though, to complement Plum and Wilson has been crazy. So I probably got aces in the finals against Chicago, because we know Chicago swept Connecticut, and I think they can beat Dallas. So I'll probably hit Vegas, Chicago, and I think my heart wants Chicago, but if I had to put a prediction, I might say Vegas. Just because what I've seen on the court. Chicago has not matched up well against Vegas, and they are not someone that I want to see play, for sure. The Commissioner's Cup was rough. They played them a week ago. It was rough. The only win we've had against them is a 28-point comeback, and we can't keep relying on coming back to big deficits, because every time we play them, we fall into a hole. Every time. Can't do that in the finals. Can't. So I don't like the matchup, and if it comes down to that, reluctantly, I probably have to say Vegas. But I'll keep revisiting as the rounds go on. I'll probably make some episodes throughout the playoffs. I'm really excited for the playoffs. This is like, I paid attention to last year's playoffs because I was still a Chicago fan, and I was able to watch them win it all, which is so cool, man. And I want to see it again. So yeah, I'm excited. Let me know who you got winning. Let me know your MVP picks. Definitely do that. Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow, or whenever it'll come out, probably the day of. But whatever. Yeah. Peace out.